Hello everybody! First of all, I am so sorry I haven't been updating videos regularly, but I was both ill and had some personal issues these last weeks. Although I have remained working on the game, I did not have the mental strength to record and post any new videos. On the bright side, I achieved my first big milestone. I finished the first main chapter of the game, which amounts to somewhere between 1/3 to 1/4 of the length. Me playing through all of it took roughly 1 hour, meaning it may go up to 1:30, 1:45 for someone who does not know how the puzzles pan out. I've been doing a lot of drawing, dialogue writing and level design, and I'm quite happy with the developments and overall style so far. The gameplay, although quite simple and less important when compared to the ambience and story development, is turning out interestingly diverse, ranging from moving boxes and opening bridges to rescuing a dog and playing with music. After the main chapter got roughly complete, I decided to polish the game and solve some annoying bugs before delving into the next chapter. I completed all the basic animations for the character and solved some bugs such as the character can no longer grab a box if not turned towards the box. Boxes can rotate, while grabbing and climbing remain fully functioning. When climbing a rope, the player is unable to continue trying to climb on the last rope segment. When jumping and hitting a wall, the player no longer gets stuck and only falls when the direction buttons aren't pressed. I also rewrote the water buoyancy script, which is a script I wrote in my first week after decided to learn Unity, and it was very buggy. It actually turned out to be very simple, taking into account the effect I desire for the game. The object now slightly rotates according to where the player is standing. I also added a possibility for the object to move depending on the angle. For example, a boat would move to the right if the player stands on the right and vice versa. And since we're talking about water, let me transition to the main topic I've been working on for the past week, which was turning the game more atmospheric and playing with shaders, which is a topic I still haven't fully delved into. I can't yet write a shader script from scratch without any help, but I'm starting to become at ease at modifying them and adding new features. First of all, I made some modifications to the water shader I talked about in the last devlog, adding a clearer distortion and movement, as you can see in this example. I also modified a flame distortion shader I found online to be more generic as a distortion shader, and I have been using it to either candle flames and water foam. I added a script that instantiates a foam particle system to whenever something is moving on water, as you can see in this example. I began working quickly on grass swaying with wind and when the player passes through it. I drew inspirations from many forum posts I found online. It's still in its early stages and I don't know if it will make onto the game, but there's some progress. Finally, I started working with loading screens and got them to work smoothly with load scene async, but the main scene transitions are equivalent in the game to dream transitions, so I wanted something more dreamy. I decided to write a dissolve shader. Here is how this effect is working at the moment on a scene change. I still haven't spent much time with the texture itself, so it does not look dreamy yet, but I hope you see where I am going with it. Before finishing, let me say that I launched my Patreon page, finally. It's still quite unfinished because, as I told you in the beginning of the video, these past weeks have been quite hard, but I expect to update it fully by the end of the week. The link is below, so please go check it out. Also, as usual, thank you so much for watching. If you want any tutorial or help on any of the subjects I mentioned, leave a comment below. Support this as you can by pressing thumbs up, the subscribe button, or by Patreon. Have a fantastic week. Ciao.